I thought I'd do a little video showing you the sequence. So this green area, let me see something. Let me put this tool on here. So this green area is the first 5 minutes. So price drove down in the first 5 minutes and formed this 1, 2, 3 pattern. So this is a 1, 2, 3 pattern, and once we get a close above here, you put the entry, you split the bar, of course, and it didn't come back. So then price shoots up, makes a new high, and then pulls back, and then it attempts. So this over here is a 1, 2, and a 3. And once price takes out this level over here, the trend has changed. So this no longer is a pattern here. I mean, you could call it a demand area here. So let's just take a look at that for a second. I mean, you could look at this as a demand area. So it would be like 26.25, which would be right about here. And it missed by a tick anyway, so I would have bailed on that trade anyway. So, but the sequence basically has changed to down, because we had a break of the 1, 2, 3. So price makes a lower low and a lower high, and then a lower low, and it just takes out these highs by here. And what happens is before it does anything, usually when you get, this is like a 2B pattern. So usually what happens is price will shoot up. If price shoots up right here, which it did, and take out here, usually 2 Bs are followed by 1, 2, 3s. So here is before this all happened, this would have been a 0.1. This would have been a 0.1. This would have been 0.2. And then you get one candle that takes out the low over here. And then it just immediately fires up and takes out this high over here, which that's what makes a 2B pattern. And usually they form a 1, 2, 3. So in this particular case, this 2B over here, this guy here, is obviously going to be too big. So what we do is from the bottom, you come up 3 points and take away a tick, because I'm only having an 11 tick top stop. So it would be 1950, 1925, which would be right there. So in this particular case, you get filled in this guy, and you go up for a win. And now you got your 1, 2, 3 pattern, okay? And this guy here is 23 and 19 is 2. You split it in half, it makes it 2. So that makes it 21.25. So 21.25 would be right over here, right underneath the body of this red candle. And price goes up and then comes back and tags you here. 21.25 puts you in the whole 5 ticks. And as you can see, it goes up 12, and you get you 2 quick wins. And down you go. That's the sequence. The trend was up until you get this, and now the trend is down. And the trend was down until it takes out this. Now the trend is up. So you can catch first the 2B, and makes a new high, and it closes above over here, and then you catch the 1, 2, 3. And then price comes down, makes a new low. So this would be 0.1. So let's just use this guy over here. This would be a 0.1. This would be a 0.2. And this would be a 0.3. And it takes out the low, but it doesn't close below the low. So in this case, you don't have anything. So I always wait until the price closes. Then it comes up here and takes it out. So this would be a 2B setup. So basically you're going to look at this candle out. And it's also pretty much the thrust bar. So that's 3 points. So I'm going to add 150 to 13, make it 1450, which would be right there. And it goes up at the end of a break even. And then we make a lower low. Let me go back to using this. Then you make a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low. So again, you get a 1, 2, make that a 2 instead of a 21. A 2, and you get a 3. And that's what a 1, 2, 3 is. It makes a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low. So the market's about to change. Okay? So this red candle here is 3 points at 150. So you're going to get it at 16, which will be right here. So price goes up, takes out the high, comes down, connects you here, and up for a win. And technically at the top here, you got a 1. Oops, that's the wrong guy. Let's try this guy. You got a 1 over here. This guy's a 2. And that guy's a 3. So let's look at those things a little bit. Let me use the point. Okay, we got the point there. So it made a high here. Inside bars don't count. This blue candle takes out the low of 0.1. That's what makes it a 0.2. Let's bring this 2 over to show the blue guy. And the red guy takes out the blue guy, giving you a 0.3 right there. So there's your 1, there's your 2, and there's your 3, and then it goes down. So you would have gotten your win over here, and now you're coming up and you're using 0.3's card. So that's a 4-point difference. So you're going to get split it in half. So you add 2 to the 2250, it makes it 2450, which would be right there. So it takes you in at 2450 over here, puts you in the hole 5, now 6, and then down for a win because you're getting in at 2450. Actually, puts you in a whole total of 4 ticks. And then down for a win over here at 2450. You're going to need to go to 2150. So hold on a second. I get a phone call. So even in a choppy market, if you're following the sequence, you can find all these trades here. You know, remember I told you when you get a pullback, you want to have one of these bars right next to it. Well, you didn't. You had this guy in between. This would have been a nice pullback if this made a lower low right over here, because you see what's following it? Nice big thrust bar. As we see before, this would have been a nice 2B break, and you would have taken this guy, we shorted up, broke even. So it's either going to respond to the demand or the supply, or it's not. And if it doesn't, you end up with, you get up 5 and you end up breaking even. So that no harm, no foul. But you need to follow the sequence of who's in control of the market. So the buyers were in control over here until you get this 1, 2, 3. Now the sellers are in control. Sellers are still in control. Now the buyers are in control. So you want to buy over here. Now you got the 1, 2, 3. The buyers are still in control. So here's your pullback. You get a win. Now the sellers are in control. And the sellers are still in control until this guy says the buyers are in control. You take the 2B, break even. Now the sellers are in control. So when the sellers are in control, we want to see where the sellers are. So you got a lower low, a lower high, but not a lower low. Now the buyers are in control. It comes up to here, and it looks like the market's about to turn. Okay? Into sell mode. So right over here is where you can either take the 1, 2, 3 to go up. And we're kind of in a range, which is good. Ranges are not terrible. That's what I want to tell you. They're not terrible. So let's just continue with the sequence until the end of the session. Let's see what else is there. So we got this 1, 2, 3 broke, made a low, came back, got your win. And then you got a lower low, a lower high, but not a lower low, and not a higher high. So you got a 1, a 2, and a 3 to get back into the downtrend. Since we already found the sequence, right over there, get over there, there you go. So here's 1, there's a 2, there's a 2, there's a 3. So you can see we're already in the downtrend by the sequence. You know, made a lower low and a lower high. You caught that and down for a win. So now it's made a lower low, a lower high, but not a lower low and not a higher high. Now it's made a lower low, so the sellers are right now in control. So this guy over here would be my entry. How big is that guy? That's only 2 points. You put it right on the body, and you're going to get in at 22.75. You get filled there, and another win. So we made a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low, and then it makes a higher high. But as you can see, it didn't close above, so I'm not going to take a 1, 2, 3 back to there. And it goes sideways, and now it finally makes a lower low, and up here would be my area to get in, but we don't get connected, and that would be the end of the session. But just follow the sequence. I'll show you one more day. I'll show you what's today. Yesterday was Wednesday. I don't trade Wednesdays. I don't think there was anything on Wednesday. But we're going to follow the sequence anyway. We're just going to look at this and follow the sequence. Alright, so you can see right off the bat, in the first 5 minutes, you know, we get a 1, we get a 2, we get a 3. So now the sellers are in control. It makes a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. It's kind of sideways here, so, you know, it's going to be swapping. So you just want to wait till the trends begin. This wouldn't have connected anyway, so makes a lower low and a lower high. So this is the next place we'd be looking, but you can see there's no thrust bar over there, so I wouldn't take this trade. So we made a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low and not a higher high. So there's a 1, 2, 3 to get back into the trend with a thrust bar. This would be more of a supply and demand trade right there, where you're getting in at 06, because you got a 1, 2, 3 followed by a solid down candle. So about that guy is 4, so 7.25. Well, by getting in at 6, will my stop be at 9? Yeah, okay, so that's fine. You know, well, got to stick to the rules here. That's 4, 7.25, which should be right there, and these guys just miss it by a tick. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And so we made a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. And then it makes a lower low. So right over here is your last pullback area, and this I would consider a thrust bar, because you got it started up here and it ends up down there. So all of this is thrusting down. So this guy here that's 5. Remember, I'm forgetting about what's after the decimal, and I'm looking at these 2 numbers here and these 2 numbers. So this guy here is 02 and 97, so that's 5. I split 5 in half, makes it 250, and add it to the 97.25, so it brings it to 99.75. 99.75 is right here. Puts you in a hole 1 tick and down for a win. So we made it. So now it makes a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. So this becomes an obvious 1, 2, 3. Just follow the sequence. Who's taking control of the market at any given time? So it makes a lower low. It kind of just goes sideways here. And I guess you could look at this as being the new 1, 2, 3. You know, they're all bottoms here, so really you made a lower low and a lower high, but not a lower low and not a higher high. So you could take this guy, and this guy is 88, 93, so we make it 90, 90, 50, which would be right there. And 90, 50, 91, 50, 2. That would end up being a loss by a tick. Unfortunate, because you would have went down for a win. But you get the idea. This is a Wednesday, so but you will have an occasional loss here and there. All right, one more day. Do Tuesday. Alrighty, Tuesday. Okay. So in the first 5 minutes, you made a lower low and a lower high, and a lower low and a lower high. And here's a thrust bar down right over here on this pullback over here. So there's the candle there. Either way, you got to come down from 50 to 47 to 47 and a quarter, which is right there. And you get filled on this guy right over here. Put you in a hole 4. And possible that you get a win in this. It may have came back up first. Don't know. But you understand what I'm saying. You do get a 1, 2, 3 here. But when I get a candle like this, and there's no follow through, I'm a little leery of that. But let's just say you took this. So you had a win here, and so what is this guy here? This guy is 44 and a quarter, which would be right there, and that would have taken you out. Okay, it happens. So you had a win, then you had a loss. So it makes a higher high, and then it makes a lower low. And then a lower high, but not a lower low. And it just nips this out, but it doesn't close, so you don't have a pullback here until this guy here. Because now this whole thing becomes a new 1, 2, 3 right over there, and you can see you got a thrust bar up here. So you're going to get in here at 37.50. Put you in a hole about 7, and it's a good possibility you may have broken even. Don't want to say it even, but you do have a 1, 2, 3 here. These candles over here don't mean nothing. That's the high. That now is a 1, 2, 3. So around here, so you don't have anything. So we made a lower low and a lower high and a lower low. And the lower high, but not a lower low. So what do you have when you don't have that? You got the 1, the 2, and the 3. Let me just make sure that these candles didn't take out a low here. So that low is 30. That low is 29.75. So there's your 1, 2, 3. And even though it's taken out this high by a tick, it didn't close. So I'm not taking a pullback to here. We missed anyway. So the sequence is now we're making higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. Okay, so you made a higher high. Let me do it this way here. So you've made a higher high and a higher low, but not a higher high. So when I see that, we already got a trend. So we get a 1, you got a 2, and this candle right there is a 3. So let me just break this up for you. So that guy right there is 2. And the candle next to it is 3. Now, even though this candle over here next to it takes out that high, it didn't close above it. So I'm still looking for 3 over here, because this guy didn't take out the low. So what do we got there? We got 4 points, so split it in half, so it makes it 58.75, which would be right there. So what I'm looking for is to finally get a close above, which would be this guy. And then here's the pullback, 58.75, which would be right there. So this closes and up for a win. Just before the buzzer. So you had a win, a loss, and then a win. And let's see if there's anything else here. No, that'd have been. You may have gotten one at the buzzer here. Let's see. Nope, that's 10:30. So that would have been that day. Hold on a second. This made a lower low, a lower high, and then, or wait a minute. This is a 2-beat play here. And coming in. Let me see what this number is. 64, 75, 65. Okay, so that's not going to happen anyway. That didn't get triggered. So this is the guy that got triggered. Oh, you got a 2B break over here. I remember this trade. You got a 2B break over here. But it didn't get filled, so it didn't matter. Hello. Oh. Right, this whole thing is a 1, 2, 3. I didn't know if did I say that? We got to pull back to here, and then this forms a 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Hello, am I losing my mind here? Hold on one second. This guy is 39.50. Oh, okay. Well, I'm losing my mind a little bit. So you got this 1, 2, 3, and then it becomes a 2B pattern up here because it took out the swing of it. I didn't take this trade because when I get a bar like this and then it doesn't go any further, I'm not doing that. So this becomes a 2B pattern, and this guy here is 37.50 to 39.50, which would be right there, and nothing else happened before it came down to there, and you get filled right there and up for a win. So you had a win. I think we said, oh, my mistake. I took this trade right here. I took this trade. This is a pullback with a thrust bar. Forgot that. 37.50. Right there. I took this trade right here and got a win right there. So I had, this was my first trade, and that was my second trade, and even if I took this, it would have been a loss, and then I would have had to win over here in this trade. Yeah, because I had 3 wins and 1 loss here, even before I came to here. So hopefully this helps you follow the sequence. You know, once the trend changes, you got to look the other way. You know, and well, that's it. Bye.